Welcome to the Mishawaka High School Football Coaches Show, presented to you by Southwestern Michigan College. I'm Daniel Phillips, alongside Coach Keith Kinder, head coach of the Mishawaka football team here. Coach, you and your team got a win over Plymouth this past Friday with a score of 34-10. How good was it to get that win and see the defense perform the way that they did?
It was a lot of fun. You know, it's a good team win against a team that's been playing really well. Our defense got a huge fourth down stop in the first possession of the second half. Otherwise, that game probably is a little bit different, or maybe vastly different. And then we kind of took the momentum and kind of went on a little bit of a run. But, I told our kids after the game, it's a team that if things go the way I hope they do, that we're probably going to see again. So it's something that we got to keep in mind and continue to get better.
Coach, last week was not only a big win over a conference opponent, but it was also senior night. What did you see as a coaching staff? You guys looking upon seniors that you guys have coached for 4 years now. Was there a lot of emotion on the sideline during the game?
I didn't really notice that. I think that our kids are typically pretty good. This group in particular of keeping the moment, staying in the moment and not really thinking about, is this potentially my last home game or anything like that. But I think senior night's always a special night, and it's always really good when you can get a win on senior night so that the kids have a great memory of that evening. So it was a fun night for our kids, and the big thing right now is just trying to move forward.
Coach, you're moving on to this next week against Wawasee at Wawasee. Wawasee definitely has a much different record than your football team, but you always have been throughout the whole season talking about togetherness and staying focused. What are you guys thinking going into this game against an opponent that maybe others might think, they're predicting that you guys will win by a large margin?
Well, I think that's disrespectful to the game. It's disrespectful to your opponent. It's disrespectful to our program to assume anything about someone else. So we're going to prepare the same way. And you only get a certain amount of opportunities to play this game. So in my opinion, we prepare the same way. We go out and play our best game and call our best game and coach our best game and see what happens. But to assume anything differently is just not who we are.
Completely agree, Coach. So this last week against Wawasee will be the last week of the regular season. You guys are moving on to conference play after this first sectional round. You guys drew Northridge last night. You guys were watching that watch party last night on Steel Stadium, the new turf field. How excited are you guys as a team to go ahead and take on Northridge in the first round?
Well, I think the sectional draw is just a fun night. It's an opportunity to kind of treat it like the selection Sunday for March Madness, where you find out where you're going to go play, which is really neat. Obviously Northridge is a quality opponent. They've had some struggles, but they've been competitive in all their games. So we know that we're going to have to play our best, and we're going to have to play better than we did the first time against them. It was another game where we were able to get multiple fourth and short stops. Otherwise, that game is probably vastly different as well. So we know that we have to play good football when we start the tournament next week.
All right, Coach, a lot of exciting things to come. We're going to shift directions and kind of ask more of a fun question, courtesy of a member of your coaching staff, Kyle Shaw. You wanted me to ask you this question this week. Who won the Assistant Coach of the Week this past Goshen week?
Assistant Coach of the Week from the past week. From the Plymouth game?
Or Plymouth game, excuse me, Plymouth.
I'm going to go, for the Plymouth game, I'm going to go with Steve Kreinbrink, who is Drew Ginter's position coach. Drew Ginter went from corner to safety and had 2 interceptions. So Steve Kreinbrink.
All right, awesome. Well, that's going to wrap it up. This has been the Mishawaka High School Football Coaches Show, presented to you by Southwestern Michigan College.